I have a question. You know, Ronnie, the limo driver, is going to be so mad at me.
Why?
Because I'm going to bust his balls right now.
Okay.
But I
I
don't
always
care.
like it when you bust his balls, so I'll get ready to have some fun at his expense.
Well, then sit back and relax. No, I mean, I'm in my, listen, I'm a lucky guy. I get to ride around in a limousine.
Yes.
And I pay for the privilege,
It's a job, though.
Yeah, all right. But nevertheless, a limousine is just a car that's stretched out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's pretty much what a limousine is. It's a high-end car that's stretched out. The first car I ever owned was a 1970 Valiant. I got help from my dad and was able to buy that.
Lucky you.
Drive around in a 1970 Valiant. And one of the amazing things about this Valiant, as shitty a car as it is, and I think I sold it for $200, and I was lucky to get that. It was one step above the car you had to pay someone to take away. If you remember
my car was actually better.
You remember my 70
car was
Valiant.
better.
You couldn't kill those fuckers.
But you remember
220 slant 6. People who know those cars know what I'm talking about.
But Fred, you know my 70 Valiant. You were in it many times.
That thing was bulletproof.
Didn't you push it through Harlem?
All right.
Well, the tires, you can't hold the car accountable for the tires, but it was a pretty good car.
Was that what happened? We had a flat?
We had you know what? Actually,
I think it died.
Did it die?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
Evidently, a bullet will take that thing out. But my point about it was the amazing thing about this car, and had a radio and you could listen to it, and also had this spectacular feature. If you were hot, you could put on the air conditioning.
The Valiant had air conditioning.
And if you were cold,
you could put on the heat.
You could put on heat. And this was amazing to me, that I could sit in a car. And I came to find out that every car has this. That this is a standard.
It wasn't just the Valiant.
This is a standard feature of every automobile.
See, I thought they discontinued that when they put the Valiant out of production.
I got to tell you something.
You were like God. You could control the temperature.
Exactly. And you want to know something? There were cold days in the summer or spring where I would put the heat on.
Yeah.
Okay. So this maniac, Ronnie the limo driver, who, by the way, will never, ever buy another limo.
For you.
For me. Never. I will go out and buy the limo.
What has he done now?
I'm sitting in the back of the car when I was out Saturday night. We get in the car, Beth and I. We'd gone to dinner.
It was a little cool when you got in?
It was cold out. I don't know if it was Friday night or Saturday night. It had rained and the temperature dropped.
Right.
Yeah, it was chilly.
So Beth goes, oh my God, I'm freezing. And we're in the car a good half hour, So I said, she goes, can you put the heat on? I said, sure. So I go to put the heat on. And, sometimes heat takes a second to come on.
Sure.
It's blowing cold air. I said, just be patient. The heat will come on. We're freezing now more because now...
Cold air is blowing on you in a cold
But I have a switch that says heat and has air conditioning. Lo and behold, I put down the window and I say to my driver, what the fuck's going on? I'm freezing back here. I'm free. He goes, no. You remember, Ronnie has a converter in there. Like, at a certain point, he has to switch it to air conditioning, and another time he has to switch it to heat. There's some mechanism.
After he
It's like a high-rise building.
Air conditioning. Yeah, I was going to say, in October, every building in Manhattan goes to heat.
I go, this
Ronnie's
motherfucker.
car goes to heat.
Why am I the
Because you're a
motherfucker?
cock fucking sucker. That's
I didn't
why.
build the fucking car.
Douchebag.
That's
why is it
crazy.
you go to a company? How is it you're in the limo business your entire life almost? Right? How many years you been driving
Is
a
this
limo?
the first time we had a problem with this? I mean, this is like...
Beth says to me, Beth got to ride in. Beth interviewed Donald Trump for Extra.
Yes.
Or Access Hollywood, whatever the fucking one she's on.
He rides around in a Maybach. That's $200,000.
He has a. I guarantee if I go into Dominic Barber's limousine, he's got heat when he wants it and air
cold
conditioning
when he wants it.
This motherfucker buys a car and goes to the same goddamn company. I could take him and bash his fucking head.
He loves that company.
This is supposed to be a luxury car. You go into, I'm going to call up Donald Trump and I'll find out where he gets his cars made. Or I'll call Dominic.
I know where Dominic gets his cars made.
Well, that's where I'm going to be going, and you're not going to be involved in it. You'll just fucking deal with it when I'm done picking it out. I'm not taking you with me. How do you have a fucking car in America? It's the only fucking car that I know of. I can't have heat.
You're the only one who has a converter.
I have to decide
it's not a converter.
What is it? Explain to me what's going on. You got to be fucking kidding me. Get that thing fixed.
There's nothing I can do with it now.
What are you doing?
What does it have in it? I want
Go
to
to the guy who built it and say, how come you're the only car maker in goddamn America who can't fucking have heat and air conditioning going at the same time?
Here's what happened. I had nothing to do with it. I don't know why you're blaming me. I tried to get everything to be working right, and they fucked me over.
I'm blaming you. You're the limo guy.
They fucked me over with this. Well,
but why don't you go back to them and say, but maybe I should buy 2 cars, a winter car and a summer car. Right. What do you think?
No, that won't work either, because in the summer you might have a cool day. And
Can I ask you a question? So here's what happened. How much time did it take you to get your animal tattoo? That cheetah-looking fucking thing. That salamander. How much time did it take you?
An hour and a half.
You were in the chair.
I was in the chair in an hour and a half.
Did you take time to pick it out and all that kind of stuff? All right. Can you add another hour to that? Would you say it took you 2.5 hours to design and then
maybe 3 hours in total?
3 hours. Instead of getting animals tattooed on you that don't even look like what they're supposed to look like.
Dude, I was just.
How about taking the 3 hours and camping in front of this guy's house?
I was just there the other day, wasn't I? I told you I went out there. There was a problem.
Well, how can you accept this? How can you say to a guy in America, douchebag? You say to the guy, douchebag. Every car we know, Howard had his 1970 Valiant that had heat and air.
Certainly not a luxury car.
Does your car have heat and air conditioning?
Yeah.
And you can do it whenever you want. Like today, if you wanted heat,
you're right.
Could you get it?
You're 100% right.
So how do you accept this? Tell the guy I want money back. I want $10,000.
So here's what happened. Do you remember we had a problem with the air conditioning? It wasn't blowing cold. Remember? It wasn't blowing cold.
Why is that?
All right. So what they did was they went back to the old system they used to use years ago before they had climate control on these things, because it's separated from the front to the back, okay?
Do you follow any of this?
No.
There's 2 separate units in there. Fuck you, you don't understand. I'm trying to explain it to you.
I understand you. Go ahead.
There's 2 separate units.
Fuck you. Why would you say fuck you? No one
Because
Ronnie, there's not a car in America that doesn't have heat and air conditioning.
Yeah, all right,
it's
wait
2
a minute.
separate units. The back and the front. The back and the front.
Why did they coordinate them?
All right, so here's what happened.
So you have heat and cold whenever you want
I want you to go today and tell this guy, I'm going to announce his fucking company every day on the air, because no one should ever buy a car from him.
Okay.
It's bordering on criminal intent. Okay. Who in America has a car that doesn't have air conditioning and heat? I could go buy the shittiest car on the planet.
Air conditioning and heat, but here's what happens.
I can't simultaneously work.
In the summertime, here's what I have to do.
Build a fireplace back there.
Do you have heat and cold whenever you want it?
Yes.
See, he has it up front where he is.
Do you know
don't have it.
Do you know how embarrassed I am? I get in this car, and let me tell you something. It ain't cheap to have a limo, otherwise everyone would have one.
Right.
If you get in a car and we're freezing and laughing at this, we're going only in America with Ronnie the limo driver, Mund. And really, maybe you shouldn't be a security guy. Work full time on your car and getting a car that works. Maybe you're overextended.
What you have to do is keep a blanket in the car. So that in the summer, if it happens to get cold, you can cover up.
I got to say something to this guy. I go, why is it acceptable that it was a cold night.
Yeah.
Must have been 30, 40 degrees. I don't know. It was freezing. Ask Ralph. He's been in there. Ralph, am I making this shit up? You there?
Hey now?
Yeah.
Hey now. Dude, this is from day one.
I know.
After that disastrous other limo.
Right.
I was with you when you picked it up. The seats were, incredibly uncomfortable. I felt so bad for you. You pay all this fucking money. Now you're paying twice. And the blower didn't work. It was it went on like a fucking a rocket ship.
And it still doesn't work right. You freeze your balls off, and there's no you have to adjust it by a cunt hair. Don't ask what goes on.
And Ronnie, I'm not trying to pile on, but Howard shouldn't have to know about separate units and how...
And don't you remember? No, you're not supposed to remember.
Did you hear this? Don't you remember? Honest to God, Ronnie, how is this acceptable? Go to the guy and say, listen, here's what you charged me for the car. Howard wants $10,000 back. What is this?
Why can't they put a proper system in it?
Why can't they?
Because he's got to buy a separate heater now for the summer.
I'm going to put what do you call that? A heating system.
Yeah, like a space heater.
Space heater. Can you plug in a space heater in the back of the fucking car?
I don't mean to laugh, but I mean it's a horrible.
You should see. Even when I got the air conditioning going, you get frozen out, and then you try to adjust it.
Right.
No adjusting.
It goes from 10 degrees.
I never saw a car like this. They have usually a thermostat. You set it. It could be hot. It could be cold. It could be in between.
I mean, at this point, everything's digital. You don't dial in a number.
No, you should see what I got. I got knobs, and if you set them just right, you might not freeze your balls off. I want a 1970 Stretch Valiant limo. Buy me one. Just give me the same. I mean, Ronnie, how do you accept this from the guy?
There, Benji, you prick.
No, how do you keep accepting this? How do you not say to the guy, you got to climb. You know what? If you had to fucking drive people from the Today Show and all that other stuff like you used to do before I made you a security guard, Oh, it would be fixed because people would get in the car and say, "Listen, asshole, we're not paying you."
Yeah,
we sat there
we don't
back
want
there
that
and froze.
guy anymore.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm a shithead. That's what you must fucking think of me.
Get the fuck out of here.
So why am I freezing in the back of the fucking car and it doesn't bother you?
What kind of stupid comment is that?
No, you think I'm a shithead.
Yeah,
I
okay,
should do
I
that.
think you're a
I get in the
shithead,
car.
yeah.
What if my parents are back there? We're all sitting and shivering in the fucking car. You don't care?
Oh, you remember we had to
Tell the
convert.
guy. Tell the guy this is. Oh, Ronnie says we have to convert. I mean, it's embarrassing to me. And why is it embarrassing to you? Are you nice and toasty up front?
Yes, because he has both heat and air conditioning.
Listen, get this shit fixed.
Ronnie, how do you switch it over?
Ralph, could you just stay out
Yeah, how do you switch it over,
Is it
by
just
the
a switch?
way?
Or
Like, what date did you decide I should start
Is
being
it
cold?
something they take out of the car?
When did you switch over? I want to know.
When it turned like 75, 80 degrees.
All right, now.
do they take a unit out? Or
No,
you
there's
slide a switch?
under the hood is a valve that I have to shut off. It's like a little petcock.
Well, why don't...
And that
A petcock?
It keeps the air, antifreeze from flowing to the back of the car, so you get cold air.
But why is it every car in America, every limo in America has
I don't
hot
know,
and cold?
dude. I just
and you're the only
I've
fucking
been
guy
out
that doesn't
there
have
20 different times.
Well,
with
tell
this
the
thing.
guy what point is he going to give the money back? The car doesn't work,
Well, can't you change the petcock according to the weather?
so I can go out and get a different car.
Yeah, you could do that, but
Why does
it was
your drive-
warm out. I didn't realize it was going to get cold.
Well,
I tell you
Ronnie,
what, why don't you switch the steering wheel? How's this for an answer? To the back, and I'll tell you what, you could sit in the back and drive, and I'll sit up front where there's heat.
It is.
Dude, you make like I do this on
Temperature
purpose to
Of
fucking
course you do.
aggravate you.
Have you tried to?
I've
let me ask you,
tried numerous.
Do you
I've
know
been
how
out there.
embarrassing
many
it
times
is?
I've been out there.
Dude, do you know how embarrassing it is to ride in a limousine with my family or my fiance? And I'm paying all this money, and I'm Mr. Fancy, Mr. Big Shot. I got a limousine. And I turn on the fucking heat, and there's no, and then the driver goes, "Oh, you remember? We had to switch over." And I mean, my
the
girlfriend is
petcock.
laughing at me. She goes, "You gotta be kidding
You
me."
remember?
Do you remember? She goes, "Who doesn't have heat?"
Yeah, don't expect heat now. You remember?
Well, I mean, I'm supposed to now not have heat,
It's May 20th.
and that's okay with you.
Can't
The
have heat.
petcock has been switched to summer.
Yeah, I mean, so maybe could he have gotten out of the car and gotten under the hood and stopped putting the heat on for a 15-minute ride?
could have, yeah.
Oh, that would have been great.
He could have.
Does he have a crank in the front of the car to
No.
get it going?
No.
I mean, what is this? I feel like I'm like living in 1920 before the invention of heat and air
Yeah, yes,
conditioning.
you live with a petcock.
I
Ron,
mean,
is
dude,
this a
how is it
common
acceptable?
thing? Is that a
No.
common thing in
There's-
limousines?
No,
I've been in
I've been in a million limousines. I'm in any limousine. They got heat and air conditioning
Never
already.
heard of petcock before this.
Can I ask a quick question, Ronnie?
Yeah.
If it's just a matter of turning this pet cock,
Right.
how come whoever was driving Howard that night didn't know how to do it?
He knows how to do it. I don't
So
know why
why
he didn't
Well,
do
because
it.
it was a 15-minute or 20-minute
Right,
ride.
he's going to now stop the car,
We just
get
wanted
out
to get
and
home.
switch the
Right.
petcock.
He's going to go under the hood with a flashlight and start and pull over
You don't
somewhere?
have to go under the hood with the flash.
Oh.
It's right up front.
It's stop.
It's right up front under
When
the
you-
hood.
yeah.
So all he'd have to do is stop and get out and then just get under the hood. And,
Maybe
and-
switch the petcock before you get out of the restaurant.
He would have to stop the car and get out, though.
Hey, Ronnie.
What were you doing this week? Now, I know you were at Scores Friday night, right? How many hours did you spend there?
Was there gas?
I just want to know. How many hours were you at Scores?
What does that have to do
I
with the
wanna know.
nighttime? Hey, what does that
How
have
many
to do with
hours
the
were
nighttime?
you
I
there?
can't get anything fixed in the nighttime.
All right, but how many hours did you waste there?
I didn't waste any.
How many hours were you there? 4 hours, would you
I
say?
don't know.
Okay. I guess instead of a pet cock, you wanted a pet cunt. Listen.
Was that working?
No Scores for you until this is fixed. Okay? That's the punishment. I'll call Lonnie today and tell him the new rule.
Whatever you have to do.
Where's Lonnie? Get Lonnie on the phone.
Did somebody
I gotta
remember-
find an incentive for this motherfucker.
Hey,
Did
Ronnie.
somebody remember to switch over the pet cunt?
I mean, isn't it embarrassing to you that
How
I'm...
many times do you think I've been out
Isn't
there
it
100
embarrassing
times
to
with
you?
this thing?
I don't care.
I was just out there
Get
2
your
weeks
money
ago.
back. It
All
doesn't
right?
work. Why is the guy getting off the hook? He's got a car that doesn't work.
He got the full price. for
You're
this
in
car that
charge.
doesn't work. Didn't he?
What if I had the Scores girls back there and they're
stop looking at
frozen?
the fucking computer, all right?
What computer,
I see
dude?
what you're looking at. This asshole's writing shit
he
over there.
does his job. Do your job. Don't worry
okay.
about his job.
Yeah,
Do
all right.
your job.
Okay.
Might want to change that from Scores Man to Limo Man and concentrate on what you're supposed to be
Oh,
doing.
shut up, Ralph. Go fucking watch TV. What the fuck do you do?
No, Ronnie, it's not
Well, let
acceptable.
him get off my back. I
No,
don't need him.
you're- but you're
I don't need
angry.
him telling me what the fuck to do.
But you're angry.
when he does nothing. Okay.
You're angry because
I don't need to listen to him.
because you
I'll
haven't
take
done
this
your
up with
job.
You. I don't need to listen to Ralph.
Yeah, but you haven't
Fuck
done
Ralph.
your job.
I don't need to listen to his
All right, be
bullshit.
defensive.
Ralph, I don't need you on the fucking phone, you piece of shit.
I'm just trying to help, Ronnie.
No, you're not trying to help because you're a fucking
Why are you attacking
instigating
him?
motherfucker.
This has been going on for how long now? I mean, because it started with that other.
I'm freezing back there.
Yeah,
but it should be embarrassing to you.
Had to get rid of.
You see, I'm the only one who uses the car, Robin.
Yeah.
So it's fuck Howard.
No, it's not.
Fuck Howard. Howard's an asshole.
A million times to fix this thing.
No,
already.
did you ever say to the guy, "I need my money back. I'm suing you"?
All right,
say,
then that's where it's going to go. Then
Yeah.
That's what you say.
Say, I gotta have a car that works. I got a customer who expects heat.
Fuck Petcock.
Yeah.
Give me heat.
Wait,
when I want
Ron,
it, give me cool when I want it.
I got a legitimate question. I'm serious.
ahead. Dude.
The guy who makes the car, does
Right.
he acknowledge that there's something wrong with this situation? Does he acknowledge it's a problem, or does he not look at it as a problem?
Yeah, I guess he does look at it as a problem. But
So
he
he's tried
so
to
now
fix it.
he tried to fix it, and this is the solution he
Right.
came up with, okay?
Oh.
So now he tells me...
This is the solution?
Now he tells me,
Great solution.
now they're starting up this new factory, they're building new cars, they're going to take this car away from me and give me a whole different car with different system in it.
No. We don't want.
I don't want their car.
I got to get rid of this car.
All right.
Yeah, this
I
guy's
got to
a
get a
mess.
guy who could. I got to get a guy who knows how to build limos. I'm going to go to Trump's guy or Dominic's guy. Dominic, I go in his car. You should see it. He's got heat back
Everything
there.
works.
Hey, he's
Everything
got
works.
heat. He laughs at me. He goes,
And what do you want now?
Flat
What are you-
screen
what are you
TV
gonna
and
pile
heat.
on?
What is it, Doug?
It was like satellite technology. This is all new technology.
Wait a minute.
Wait, what are you doing? Hey, Ronnie, easy. What is it, Doug?
Well,
What
I'm
do you
just
got?
trying to help
Tempers
with
are
solutions. So
flaring.
What do you have?
I found on eBay a 1985 Cadillac limo for $400 that has heat and air conditioning.
I would
If you're
take it.
interested, okay, I'll give you the paper.
But let me ask you, Doug. You've been in limos, right?
Yeah,
They got heat and air conditioning in the back, right?
that should be pretty standard.
Yeah, I've been down to like the most remote locations. Like I've been down like it's like in Florida on an island where a guy's got a beat up limo. You know, they don't have the top of the line. They go in there. They got air conditioning. They got heat. Don't ask. They got it all. I'm the only guy I think in America who's got a fucking Petcock.
Well, for $400 you can have air conditioning and heat.
$400.
That's right.
Then buy it for me.
I will.
Get me that car.
Okay,
It
you'll have
sounds
it
like you
tomorrow.
do have a case against this guy if he's tried to.
Nah, you know what? There's
you
no
wanna go
rush.
to court?
This has only been going on now for years.
Not even a case. I mean, I'm saying it sounds
mean-
like you're in the right. This guy, what the fuck?
Fix
do you
the
want you to
fucking
do?
car. He's the client.
But then
Well,
you're still dealing with that guy.
Excuse me, if you need heat, I'll get out and I'll... Well, what if I decide 10 minutes later I want air conditioning?
Right.
Let me have a party
No, it's
back
too
there.
hot. Change the Petcock back.
Yeah, get out and... Wait, we got a second driver who works the Petcock.
Yeah, you'll have to stop 3 times before you get home in that 15-minute
I mean,
ride.
how can this be?
I just don't see how this guy tells you this, and that's an acceptable solution.
And really, what happened to digital?
You want
What
to
are
know
you doing
something, though?
turning dials?
This has been going on now for a long time, and I just kind of get bleary-eyed and I accept it until, like, all of a sudden I'm in a situation
You wake up.
and you go, wait a second, this isn't right.
Well, you've been having, you have phone issues. You have every kind of issue.
But you know what it is?
Every time.
I'm such a nice guy. I put up with all this shit.
And you get used to it.
And I get used by the people around me, especially Ronnie.
I'm not using you. What are you...
You're using me.
I'm not
You know I'm a
using
pushover. You know what? Any other person would have fired your ass. Any other person wouldn't have put up with it. And you know that. If you had to drive other people in that car, it wouldn't be acceptable.
It's almost as if...
They'd ruin your business. No one would hire you.
Just after you get the car right, it's time to get a new car. And then you go through this for another 3 years adjusting
Would you
it.
do me a favor, though? Well, first of all, that's going to change. From now on, I'm going to find a limo company. I'm going to find the guy to build it.
It's okay with me.
All right.
It's kind of...
I want you to do me a favor, and I mean this. I'm going to make up a bumper sticker, and I want it on the back of my car. And here's what the bumper sticker is going to say.
Whatever.
Sucker on board, okay?
Oh, whatever.
All right, I want I'm going to put that on there. Sucker on board, because that's what I am to you, a sucker. A fucking asshole.
Yeah, bullshit. Fucking tell me that shit.
And
What?
you can wear a T-shirt that says, I'm with the sucker.
I mean, aren't you embarrassed by this, or you don't care because it's me?
With
Yeah,
an
right.
arrow.
I don't
If it was-
care.
if you
Yeah,
had
I
to
don't
drive-
fucking care.
Who do you love?
I don't fucking care.
If you had to drive your family around, wouldn't you say, hey, gee, we
fucking
don't have
care.
heat back there. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't care.
Bring blankets.
Bring a lot of blankets. We're
I
gonna
tried
be-
everything I fucking could with that car.
No, you didn't. You're lying.
Yeah, and I'm lying.
Did you tell the guy you want your money back?
No, I didn't.
Why
tell
should
him
we?
that.
Why not? It's not a working car. You could not do business if you had to rely on this car to do business, where you had to drive different people the way a real limo driver has to do it, instead of getting to work for a sucker like me.
Yeah. Okay.
You would be up Schitt's
Why am I
Creek.
talking to you, man?
Because they would, if it was another customer, they'd say we're not paying our bill. We didn't have
bullshit.
heat.
You telling me that shit?
Howard, it's kind of... Howard,
I'm a sucker,
Yeah, you're
not
a
you.
sucker. Yeah,
Me.
yeah.
I'm an asshole because
Yeah,
you
good.
must think I'm a piece of shit. I decided that. You must think I'm the biggest piece of shit that I'm sitting back there freezing.
Okay.
Well, you know what, Howard?
What did you say to yourself when you were in Scores and I was driving around? It was like 30 degrees out. What did you say? Howard must be freezing back there?
I didn't know anything about it.
You don't know that there's no heat?
I didn't know anything about this. Nobody told me shit.
I don't need anyone to tell you. I'm telling you.
Well, nobody told me. Why didn't somebody fucking tell me?
How many times have I discussed this?
I tried 1,000,000 times already. He gets this fucking thing fixed.
Then tell the guy you want your money back.
I was out there just a week and a half ago.
What did that car cost?
When did I go
What
out?
did that car cost?
$75,000.
Tell him we want $75,000 back since he can't fix it.
Because you got to get a new car.
We got to get a new car. I need $75,000 to pay for the new car.
But, you know, for people who don't understand...
Why can't you say that to him?
I could say it to him.
You say it to him and mean it.
And maybe Ronnie doesn't. When you see a limo pull up, you expect that everything in it will be wonderful.
There was a homeless man laughing at me.
When you get into a limo and something doesn't work, you feel ripped off. If you're paying for that limo that night and the heat doesn't happen to work, you're ripped off. Because it's the ultimate in a luxury vehicle.
Yes, Matt.
Ronnie, you're such a fucking pussy, man. Why did you ever leave the dealership in the first place with a car like that? Everybody have to go back 20 times. Why did you ever leave the first time?
Matt's right. Come on, Ronnie. Answer the question.
Everything was working when we got it. I don't know.
No, it wasn't.
No,
The
it
air
wasn't.
conditioning's not working.
Never worked.
The seats weren't right. Howard, it is your
I mean, the
fault a
seats
little
weren't
bit.
right. What the hell is he talking about? The seats weren't right.
Howard, do you think it's your
Ronnie,
fault a little bit because you went through one car with him? And why did you give him a second try, even?
I don't know, because you want to know.
Maybe
I want to be honest,
maybe
Ralph.
you should have got rid of me.
You want to know what it is?
I don't know what to answer you.
I get exhausted, and I don't have. I got so many things on my plate. To sit there and start, I figure this
you
guy's
gotta build the car,
I figure
too.
this guy's in the business. He must know some good people. But I realize he's a low-level type.
Yeah, right.
And he doesn't
Yeah,
know
I'm
the
a
top
low-level
people.
type. Yeah,
you don't
okay.
know the
I'm a
top.
low-level
Let me
type.
show you how I'm going to get it done.
Yeah, okay,
I'm going to
good.
research, like how I got my Bulldog. I'm going to do the same thing.
Fine.
I'm going to research until I find the right company. I'm going to talk to people who have nice cars.
And no Petcocks.
And no Petcocks in their
Right.
car.
Okay.
And that's how I'm going to find out.
Hey, Howard, I'd be more than happy to do some research for you.
I guarantee you this guy gave him some sort of deal or something.
He didn't give me any kind of deal.
Something's going on.
Yeah, he gave me
He
a
was
deal.
in love with the guy for a while there. The
When
guy
I
could
was
do
in
no
love
wrong.
with the guy. What are you
oh my
talking
God,
about?
you used
I'm in
to
love with him.
defend him no matter
Because
how Howard complained. You always defended that guy.
Well, now I'm not
They're
defending
great.
him anymore. Okay.
Hey, Howard, I got an 82 Cutlass Sierra. Got the, if you want to just fix the air on it, I'll sell you that for $75,000. Ronnie can come down and pick it up.
Do you have air and heat? I mean, do you have cold air and heat?
Only in my car, not in my house, though. I have to Petcock it. If Ronnie wants to come and fix that, he can do that in my attic.
Wow. I mean,
My
imagine
pregnant
that.
wife.
I mean,
Why don't we get the guy on the phone? You talk to him. I'm talking against the wall here.
I don't know this
Give
guy
me the
from
number.
a
I'll get
hole.
him on the
No, you met the guy.
Oh, now I should start doing your job.
Right.
Okay, I'll do your job. Why don't you do the radio show? How's that, pal? I'll get someone to do. You do my job. I'll do your job. You want to switch places, trading places? Yeah. Do your job. Repeat after me.
You can't
I want to
handle
do
the
my
guy?
job.
I'm not repeating anything.
He's your security guy,
Howard?
and he can't handle the guy.
Why don't you repeat after me? I don't understand the concept of heat and air at the same time.
Okay.
Heat and cold air.
Fine.
Say that.
Yeah.
Because you don't. I'm telling you, up there, up front, you got the heat and the air.
Okay.
I don't.
Ronnie, man, how much do you get paid to drive a car? And you're a security guy, man.
He makes a good living.
Knock the
Believe me.
fucking guy out.
He ain't hurt. I've been pretty good for
Howard,
him. He's been good for me, but this is ridiculous. He's got to
Howard,
take care of it.
Who bought the car? You or Ronnie?
Ronnie.
Okay.
I gave him money, though, toward it.
Yeah, because of the other mess.
Right.
But so, Ronnie, why are you asking Howard to handle it? You should be able to handle this yourself. It's your problem, not Howard's.
Oh, here's a
He
guy-
wants me to call the guy.
You're the right one to give me advice on handling things.
I'll take that car, walk in there, and that guy will fucking fix it.
Yeah, right. Just like you finished.
Well, Ralph, would
just
you
like
go
you
with
finished
Ronnie?
your project that scores.
Would you go with Ronnie?
Absolutely. I would love to go with
Yeah, I don't
Ronnie.
need
Get it
Ralph,
straightened
believe me.
out.
Let him go with
Let him
you.
go. Let him go do it. Let him
All right,
handle
you
it.
want him
Let
to do your
handle it.
job?
Let him handle it.
You want him to do your
he's
job?
so great at it.
Do you want him to do your job? He's going to call the guy up, and he's going to go, listen, pal, the car don't work right. My client's freezing back there. I got to fucking have a resolution to this. Give me my money back. I got to go to a new limo company and buy a brand new limo and you refund me my money. You sold me a faulty car.
I'll drive that thing right in there and leave it.
I just got a 60-inch plasma with color TV, and the black and white works very well on it. Very well.
You got no color, huh?
No.
Can you imagine this guy just bought a TV? It's a color television, but the black and white works.
It was $6,000, but he told me that if I just put it in a different room certain times that I'll get color on it.
There's no color on it.
Now, if you bought a TV like this gentleman, and this happened to you, what would you do with the TV, Ronnie?
I'd make him take it back.
That's right.
I leave the store with it.
Tell the guy, you take this car back, give me a loaner car, whatever you want to call it.
They don't have loaner cars.
Well, you tell them to go out and buy a brand new one.
They do have all kinds of things when they need to come up with it. They get it from someone else.
That's right. It's his problem, not mine. I need heat.
Dude, the electrical shop down the street from me has a loaner car when I drop my car off.
Oh, trust me. This guy should give you your money back.
Ronnie's the only guy that he asks to be bait and switch.
Yeah.
And he accepts whatever the guy says.
I need you doing your job back there. I need you getting on the phone. I need you making phone calls. I need you getting upset about this.
Stop flirting in the hall.
Yeah, the flirting.
Yeah.
Flirting time
Ralph.
is over.
All right, that's the end of Ronnie
Go
Corner.
back to doing nothing, Ralph.
Yeah, no more Ronnie Corner.
Go to California.
Turn off the Ronnie show.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Ronnie, man, any other job, if you didn't do your job, you'd be out skis, man.
Well, maybe that's what he needs. Maybe he needs somebody new.
He has
Somebody will take care of him better.
there.
What can I do?
I just need heat. That's all.
Yeah,
Listen, quit.
I'm sorry.
Don't tell him you just need heat.
Whatever. Whatever.
No, I need heat and air conditioning, Ron. Right, Ronnie, let me clarify. Come back here. I need heat and air conditioning, not just heat. Don't reset the Petcock.
Hey, dude, you don't need those doors to open, do you?
Yeah. I think one of them opens. Yeah, Andy, go ahead. Just say what you have.
What's up, buddy? Hey, Howard, I got an idea for you.
Yeah.
My buddy has a horse and carriage ride. It's hot cocoa unlimited and a blanket. We have a free advertisement.
Horse and carriage with a blanket? I'll take it.
Good,
How much? How much?
For free advertisement. You know what that means, Howard? That means I get free rides, too. I don't say nothing. That's on the down low.
I got to be honest with you. It's sounding very attractive to me.
You don't take long rides, right, Howard?
No, usually 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's nice on a horse and carriage.
You'll see me. I'll be waving.
We can plug the blanket in for you. It's a plug-in blanket.
Plug-in blanket's electric. All right.
This guy, he got me back there. I'm shaking. She says to me, when is the heat going to come on? I go, I don't know. I think there's something where I'm not allowed to use the heat.
She probably thinks, this is really ridiculous. I'm supposed to be marrying this guy. He doesn't even have heat in his car.
She's starting to rethink. She ain't with me for my looks.
Dude, none of your shit works right.
Nothing. I can't get a fucking break.
What's up with that?
Everything's always breaking.
Oh my God, nothing works.
And you're cheap. You take the you just take the lowest base model of all this stuff. You just say, just give me the cheapest.
Oh yeah, you got a broken limo that I can get a deal. What do you have in something that doesn't work?
You want the heat on? I got to pull over and lift
Oh, man.
I mean, it's embarrassing.
And it's a beautiful looking car.
It's not. I mean, listen, I know I'm lucky guy. I know. I mean, but there isn't a person in America that doesn't have a car that has heat and air conditioning. Mike, you got a car?
Yeah.
What kind of car you drive? I'm curious.
I drive a 93 Ford Taurus, and it has no heat and no air conditioning.
You're kidding.
Well, that's what you'd expect.
And I got to tell you, Howard,
You too, Mike? I mean, Mike, you and I are in the same club.
Oh, that's it. That's what it is, must be.
What is it, Mike? What are we doing wrong?
I don't know, man.
Was your Ford Taurus $75,000?
Yeah, you got off a lot cheaper. What did you pay for that thing?
$400.
Yeah, you think? For $400, I'm willing to deal.
But you know what you got there is like a trick car. It looks good on the outside, but nothing works on the inside. Everybody thinks you're riding around in luxury, but you're really slumming it.
Yo, bro, your shit is tricked out.
Well, Mike,
my limo doesn't work.
Well, I know what you're saying. I know it sounds that way, but I mean, in all seriousness, if let's say you were going to the prom, Mike, or you were taking some girl out and you scraped together the money for a limo, and you want to impress her, you're going to ask her to marry you or something.
Yeah. And Ronnie shows up with that with no heat in there. I'd be pissed.
Yeah,
or you're working with a dial that you can't read, and you're
like
trying to dial in the temperature.
I'm paying the guy, Mike. Trust me.
I know. Well, I'm telling you, Howard, I think we spent too much time. Why don't you talk about that Sopranos episode last night? It was amazing.
I thought so, too. Oh, you like that one?
I loved this week's Sopranos.
That was one of the best episodes ever.
I had to avert my eyes.
Fucking unbelievable, right?
Yeah, I had to stay up and watch it because I didn't want to be told anything about it because I was afraid.
I'm glad you did, because it would have been hard one not to talk about.
I know. I was afraid you guys would spoil it for me, so I had to watch it.
When Tony does that thing to the guy in the restaurant.
Oh, that was great! Right out of American History X. You remember that?
He gave him a curb job.
How about when he? How about?
Don't say what it is in case somebody hasn't seen it.
But how about when he finds the tooth in his pants?
That's great.
That was way cool. What a great show. And
did you notice at the end how they did something really weird? They promo the fucking entourage on the end of.
They've been doing that.
Yeah.
It's really annoying.
It's an insult to David Chase.
Hey, did you? Well, listen, they're trying to promote shows, but you know what?
That was I love that AJ thing where he put the cinder block on a rope.
What a lame attempt! What a complicated and lame attempt! Like, you got to think how to be that, out of it.
Right, and then you put a rubber band around the plastic bag.
Right.
This guy David
really turned into a good actor.
Yeah, he is a good actor.
Yeah.
That guy David Chase, though, he's a genius. He really is. He just.
Howard. They dropped the Borat DVD on there, too.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they cut a little promo. She comes in when he's on his computer and is like, I was watching Borat. Haha, it's so funny.
Yeah. But I think that was just a reference. I don't think
they throw in current references.
Dude, that was a non sequitur.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with it.
We were bonding, Mike, up until that point.
You blew it, bro.
All right, then.
All right, hey, Mike, thanks.
All right.
All right, later.
Sometimes the problem with the show is it doesn't give you that immediate payoff. Like when Lorraine Bracco got raped by that guy, you're hoping Tony does something to him. Right. This episode gave you got some payoff.
It was his daughter. You knew he was not. I mean, he might sit and wait about some things, but that was definitely going to get under his skin.
You could feel him running through that restaurant, man. That was great.
Well, the cool moment was like when Meadows telling him about what happened. And he goes, no, nothing will happen, And
I'm
then
just going to talk to the guy.
And
I'll
then
talk to someone.
Meadow goes on talking, and you just watch him. He's zoning out because there's shit going on in his head.
Right, he's ready to leave.
But
that was great.
Just her doing it, explaining it so well to him was great, too. It's just a great piece of writing.
Well, she didn't give him all the details.
Yeah,
she didn't say, he had to figure it out, which might have been worse.
The one character I don't understand is Phil Leotardo becoming such a, like a hard-ass businessman all of a sudden and so competent. And,
well, I was going to ask you about that. Is it because the New York families or whatever are so much more powerful than the New Jersey families? Like, if somebody else was dealing with Tony like this, he wouldn't be waiting around. But he seems to, it always, even with Johnny Sack, that they had to answer to New York a lot.
No. What happened is Phil just had enough. Like 5 or 6 episodes ago, he just said, this is bullshit. He's not taking it anymore. He had his brother killed and all this shit happened. He says, I'm not taking it anymore. And now this is like the new Phil.
Yeah, but he's not doing business.
Well, he's just not taking it. He says, it's my way or the highway.
Hey, Dominic, you're on the air.
Well, my limo was used by the show. How did the guys like it that went in it?
Oh, right. Now, let me ask you something. Honestly, Dominic.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be funny. Do you have heat and air conditioning in the back?
Absolutely. Matter of fact, my air conditioning goes to 40. I had a special thing put in. You can heat or air.
In other words, like today, depending on, let's say you were cold today, even though it's 70 degrees out.
Yeah.
Could you put the heat on?
Absolutely. I could put them always on.
Okay.
Wow.
And air.
Nobody has to pull over?
You don't have to reset the car?
No
Petcock?
No.
All right. What are you, a magician?
Matter of fact, today...
Do you have a thermostat back there? How do you do it?
I have a thermostat.
Oh, my God.
It's digital.
Big dial.
Who is the genius
is your car
that puts...
magic?
Like my limo driver doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
It's called Picasso Limo. It's the best limos. Everyone buys their limos there. Trump does everyone.
Picasso
Limo.
Limo.
How much does a limo cost from them about, Dominic?
I don't even know.
Well, how much was yours about with that nice air conditioning stuff?
But you actually have video of the inside of my limo.
Can I ask you a question, Dominic?
Well,
when I have to take my fiance around, do you think I could borrow your car?
Well, I'll tell you, today you can't because Jeff is using it with Beth.
Jeff the drunk.
Jeff is impressing Beth.
Yeah, because it's just like when my parents come in, they're freezing.
Well, I hate to list what you put your parents through with these cars. They had to crawl into that stretch SUV you had.
I know.
And they had to sit on the floor and slide out.
Let me ask you something, Dominic. What is your speculation? Why won't Ronnie, the limo driver, use Picasso Limo if everyone uses it?
I begged him to go there.
Why won't he listen to you? Why? Because he has to do things his way?
I don't know. I love Ronnie, but I don't know what it is with this limo.
My parents are very old at this point and fragile. I don't want them to catch pneumonia. That's what I'm concerned about. So if you would be kind enough to just help us out and once in a while lend me that limo.
Well, A,
I would pay you.
Give you the limo, but B, he can go right to Picasso and he'll build him a spec limo. You tell him everything you want, which TV, which air conditioning. Mine has a bed and it has the chairs that go down.
Wow.
You're kidding me.
You recline.
Holy shit.
Yeah, full bed.
A full bed.
And the chairs also go back because I had it originally built so Howard could use it and the wide door.
Wow.
Oh, I see.
Well, you don't even need all that shit. You just need.
I just want heat and air conditioning. I don't even need a bed. I'm not looking to sleep. You know what I mean? I'm just looking for heat.
Yeah, but look at all that Dominic got on his car, and it all works.
Well, I did it for Howard.
Yeah. You know how embarrassing this is.
But you have a video of it. You can actually put it up on the screen now for Ronnie to see.
Sit Ronnie in a room and make him watch it for 4 hours.
I don't know who this Ronnie gets. Like Ronnie just this is his business. He should know more about this than Dominic.
Well, he gets. You know what he is? He's the guy who has brand loyalty, product loyalty. He worked with this one guy, and this was his guy. He didn't look around. It didn't matter how much you complained. This guy would work to fix any problem.
Yeah, because I remember
there were always problems.
I remember Dominic. Ronnie said to me, "Dominic doesn't know what he's talking about. I got a better guy than Dominic.
I got the best guy."
All right, I figure he knows what he's talking about. I mean, I'm not in the business.
You see, it
Why
starts
do you think that? Does Ronnie own a fleet of limos?
No. In fact, I took him over to a guy who owns a fleet. I said, let's go look at these cars. He goes, these cars are great. Why don't we hire his guy? He goes, no, my guy.
Right, my guy can do it.
My guy. And I'm like...
You see, he should go to somebody who just does limos and knows what they're doing. He doesn't, obviously, if he had a fleet, he would know what he was doing. He doesn't know what to buy.
Right.
I think he's going to a chop shop.
I don't know where he's going, but it would be... I mean, anybody else would say, listen, this is not acceptable.
And then, the guy doesn't have this. The guy can't do that.
Right. All right, we'll drop it now. All right, thank you, Dominic.
Bye-bye.
It starts at the time. If you give Ronnie leeway, he's going to give this guy leeway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the guy clearly, I can't believe the business this guy's doing. I mean, he should be doing anything.
Well, also maybe Artie, maybe Ronnie's not going down there and making it clear that this is unacceptable.
Well, now he accepted.
He accepted this Petcock. And I don't know from cars. They thought, well, maybe, I don't know. I mean, what am I supposed to do?
I mean, really, even for Ronnie, if somebody, you drive the car and somebody tells you you're going to have to pull over to the side of the road to give your customer heat or air conditioning, I mean, why would you accept that?
If it was anyone else back there but me, he wouldn't accept it.
But for yourself, you gotta, maybe you gotta get out in the cold and snow and switch the Petcock. You just wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah, Ronnie, I feel like heat now. Can you get out and give me the Petcock switch? Then, like 15 minutes later, you know what? That's what I should do.
The sun went down.
Your sun went down now. I want heat instead of air conditioning.
Howard, you should.
You know what? Ronnie's a tough guy with everyone but the limo guy.
Yeah.
He's a tough guy. You should see him. I said to him, Ronnie, do you carry a gun? Don't ask me any questions. What I gotta do, I do. Tough guy.
But that's what I'm saying. I can't understand. He can't handle the limo guy.
No. He's a pussy.
Limo guy's tougher than him.
Yeah. We found someone who can take out Ronnie.
Wow.
The limo guy.
Limo guy.
He should go down there with his fucking head on fire and go, listen, what the fuck are you doing to me?
Here's your car.
Whoever heard of a car that doesn't have heat and air conditioning? I got to go out and do a Petcock switch. Petcock. He goes, I got the Petcock.
Petcock.
I go, you know something? Petcock. I'm going to have my dog eat your Petcock. Hey, here's what I think of your Petcock.
And the fact that that's the name of the instrument in question.
Well, our Petcock is driving.
You got to be kidding me.
Well, it's separate units. You need a Petcock. It's separate units.
Amazing. I don't even know what the problem was before that the Petcock fixed.
It chooses between the heater or the air conditioning.
Yeah, but he said there was a problem, and they fixed it with a Petcock.
The problem was...
They probably had to add something.
Nothing worked.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I mean, I'm like back there. I go, so, and when Ronnie tells me this stuff, I go, I guess, well, that's what I got to live with. I don't know.
Robin, you know when a plane starts up, the jet engine start?
Yeah.
That's how the air conditioner started.
Yeah, and by the way, you should hear this air conditioning. You can't even talk back there.
Oh, my
When the air conditioner is on. It is so loud. It's like...
Oh, this is getting worse. So even if you have air conditioning, it's not good.
Oh, even if they could fix this, it's pretty bad, but at least there'd be some heat.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you've gotten used to the airplane engine noise of the air conditioner.
That's Ralph. He's back there. He goes, what? I go,
I was like, I want to get the fuck out of the car.
This is what goes on every time.
You go in any other car in America, and you don't hear that.
Like I said, people think you got a luxury ride.
people don't realize how I suffer. I'm dreading. I got Beth had like a 2-hour ride. She had to go to Connecticut for an animal event where she was hosting or something. She said she says it was a nightmare. She goes, I was freezing the whole way. She called me. She goes, I'm frozen back here.
And it's almost, you're afraid to touch those dials at this point.
Yeah.
Bring some blankets when you get in the car.
And nobody thinks to switch this Petcock. They won't pull over.
Well, nobody says that because you just accept it. You know, you don't want, when you're on the road, you don't want to stop.
Yeah, but the guy up front has heat and air conditioning.
Well, Howard,
he's not having your experience. He doesn't know you're cold.
And let me trust me, when they switch over this Petcock, I'm sure it's a whole fucking deal. Don't think it takes a second.
All right.
Yeah.
Howard, why don't you go down in the morning and see what the temperature is and call Ronnie and let him know whether you're going to need heat.
Well, if I had a Petcock, that's what I'd be doing. I'd be watching the weather fucking channel.
Right, well, that's what you have to do. Yeah.
Maybe it's my fault. I should...
Yeah. You should know what you want when you get in the fucking car.
Dial it up. I think the Petcock needs to be switched to winter.
Hey, Corey, you're on the air.
Man, you're making me feel so good about this car I just bought.
What did you buy?
Bought a 93 Lincoln.
93 Lincoln. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you have heat and air at the same time?
The first day I bought it, I set it to 72 degrees.
I dream of that. I can't even do that.
It's a 14-year-old.
If it's cold, it blows hot. If it's hot, it blows cold. I don't have to do anything.
Right. It knows.
What'd you pay for that thing?
$2,000.
Oh, man.
See, you're just a walking...
Do you think I could stretch your car if I gave you $3,000?
Hey, guess what, Corey? For another $73,000, you could not have heat.
Right.
You got a Petcock.
Hey, Howard, I got air conditioning. I'll come down and pick you up after the show and take you home for $10.
Here's Ralph. He barely has a job, and he's got heat and air.
And you can hear over your air conditioning?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can talk?
Are you kidding?
Sunroof, too.
Wow.
See, now they're probably thinking about whether or not to switch over the Petcock, and then God forbid it gets hot.
Oh, they're going to be in trouble.
The other day, I'm driving around, and this Amish gentleman was laughing at me.
And his horse and buggy.
Yeah, he passed me, and he was fine.
Petcock, we haven't dealt with them since the 1800s.
He said, boy, you're real hardcore. He said to the Amish guy. Said to me,
must be
nobody uses a Petcock. That's going back to the Stone Age.
You're going to heaven.
Can you imagine? Hey, now everybody will know. When you see a limo pulled to the side of the road, it's just how we're changing the temperature.
Right.
It's not broken down.
Right. Now, thank you, Corey. I mean, Corey's very lucky. Yes, Chris.
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple fix. The Petcock is a manual valve. They can install an electric valve and switch back in your compartment. Then when you want heat, flip on heat, turn up the temperature, you're good to go.
Well, why do you think they put this Petcock in?
Probably because the antifreeze from the engine will flow to the back, and sometimes you get some residual heat that'll run off, and it'll throw off the temperature. So this is just a bypass. So
yeah, but why did they not...
hot water to the front.
So
why did they not put the electronic switch in?
Is it a big money savings to them?
Because Ronnie probably put that money in his pocket.
Oh.
Right. So it would have been a little more money to fix it.
Right.
Oh, yeah, they don't want to... This limo guy don't
You
want to
mean
do
there
that.
could be an electronic Petcock?
You're kidding.
Of course there could.
I mean, who ever heard of this? And Ronnie just accepts it. Like because he knows he's got a sucker back there. That's me.
I'm telling you, you're lucky.
Ronnie's your employee. And this guy steps all over you.
He steps all over me. He does. He's treating me like an asshole.
But you're lucky there's not a crank in the front of the car. You're right, that he makes you work.
But it's believable that a business guy would try to get away without putting that in once. But the first complaint, you got to go, all right, you got me. I got to put the fucking
throw
switch
everything in there, yeah.
You know, I mean, just for fear of losing the business.
You can't even set the temperature back there. Believe me, it's a whole... But if you could just give me a little heat, I'd be happy.
This guy has realized he can't lose this business.
Look, well, yeah, and the bottom line is if you were going to try to win over a client and you
He's
said
not.
you got
He doesn't
1 week,
care.
guy's going to try a few different limo companies for 3 straight days. When you gave him a car, it wouldn't have this issue, you know. So it should always be like
that. Yeah, whoever heard, like, you know how you get up in the morning, even in the summer sometimes, and it's cold, and you want to put a little heat on? I mean, I don't understand why I can't have that.
You better not try that.
Why can't I have that option?
You better not try that. That's not for you.
What am I, a fucking asshole?
Well, even hotels, they have, those thermostats where it goes cool, heat.
It's a crazy thing called the thermostat.
We shouldn't be arguing the fact that
David, you're on the air.
Heating and air conditioning.
Yeah, hey, Howard, I've got a 49 Oldsmobile that actually has heat and air.
A 49 Oldsmobile?
What? Stop it.
No Petcock.
All you got to do is turn the switch. You got heat. You don't turn the switch. You got cool air. Simple as that.
All right, thanks.
All right, everybody's laughing and making a joke out of this. It's a real problem for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do about it. And I turned to my guy, and he goes, well, I can't do anything.
You know what? Somebody ought to go through the archive and find out how many times and what you have complained about on this particular limo.
Well, I really don't.
Because it's not that one thing.
I don't bring it up. You know what? I like Ronnie a lot. He's a nice guy, but I don't like to bring this shit up in the air. But it's on my head exploded. Usually I just accept it. I don't care.
Right, but when you finally get fed up, it was the phone thing you got fed up with.
Well, why are you always putting up with this shit and letting it explode?
I did hear about the air conditioning once, but it's, the car is a mess.
I swear, Ralph, I'm so busy, I don't even spend a minute thinking about it, and I just put it out of my mind,
Yeah.
It's not like I have time to focus on this shit. I figure Ronnie can handle that. But I don't know. And then
the car is a mess, and he puts up with it.
Yeah. Yeah, Dominic.
Yeah, I just spoke to Picasso. Yes, that other call is correct. It's an electric thing he has that automatically goes heat to air.
And you'd have the switch.
To heat automatically. It's easy to put in as long as the system originally was made to have it. That's the real question.
Probably not. He got the cheap one.
But he said that he could put a thing in where Ronnie puts his foot.
Well, go ahead, yeah? What? He has the thing what?
Where Ronnie could put his foot to
What? Put his foot where?
To the floor.
Like the Flintstones?
So he's going to put his foot outside the car and switch the Petcock?
What do you think about, getting a space heater?
What if he could put a hole in the firewall and just reach his hand through and move it?
What are those space heaters that burn people up every year? What are those things?
Are you saying that he could shift the Petcock with his toes?
Yeah, would he have to take off his shoe, Dominic?
What if you just keep it on heat the whole time and you have a big block of ice with a fan?
There you go.
What you turn on for air?
Ronnie, did you pick up the block of ice?
Joe, you're on the air.
Alice.
Yeah.
Hey, I work for a car dealership down in Florida.
Yeah.
Ronnie's an asshole. I should have came with it when he bought it.
Of course.
$75,000.
Well, I'm thinking of hiring a co-pilot who could just work the Petcock and keep flipping it.
I think Ronnie's a Petcock.
I wish. Where's Bob? Bob, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hal.
Hey.
Listen, you're doing the same thing. You're sitting here saying Ronnie's loyal to the first guy he ever dealt with, blah, 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 but you're doing the same thing he's doing.
Yeah.
You're staying loyal to him because he's your first limo guy, but you really need to fire him.
I like the guy. We've been together a long time. I'm the fool. I thought that he had been in the business I thought he'd been in the business so long that he knew the ins and outs. I got to go to a guy like Dominic and find a good builder, and I'll take care of it. It's just one more thing I need to do.
He's not doing it intentionally. He's dopey.
Yeah, he's not that bright.
No.
All right, listen.
He gets taken advantage of. Like he thinks he,
Well, when somebody's friendly to him, he just gets stepped on.
Because he's been stepped on his whole life, so he finds a guy who's nice to him, and he gives he's a sucker. He
loves him.
It's sold the bill of goods.
I thought he knew all about cars. He's always with Tony Stewart and NASCAR. I mean,
can you imagine if he had a NASCAR team?
Oh, my
car would
God.
be going backwards.
Well, they'd be pedaling with their feet.
He's owned the cars. He knows nothing about them.
Has this come up before, though? So evidently this issue
came up, and I accepted it. I just figured this is it. This is my life.
He was saying that neither the heat nor the air conditioning worked.
I got to tell you something.
Then they went to the Petcock.
You know what it is? 9 times out of 10, I'm in the car by myself. And I sit there and I freeze and stuff, and I go, you know what? Who cares?
You deal with it, but now somebody else was there.
But now, it's embarrassing. I'm there. I got my fiance. She's all dressed up, and she says, "Could you put the heat on?" I'm freezing. She's shaking. I go, no. I like to be the hero. I go, no problem, honey. Put it on 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's free. It's colder now than if I had just had regular no air on.
You thought you hit the heat.
Well, it was all air conditioning blowing.
Honey, how about we pull over and get you some hot chocolate?
I said, I'm sure the heat will come on. I roll down the window and I go, what's going on? And they go, well, you got a switch you got to hit, but I got to get out and go under the hood. And I go, oh, forget it. We're going to be home.
You remember, we switched to summer already.
All right, I go, oh, okay. And then I think, well, okay, well, maybe that's the way. And then I go, this is crazy.
Nobody else is living like
It'll be quicker to drive to Florida.
Howard, you remember?
I mean, you can't provide heat to your woman. You feel like you're not a provider.
Well, Ralph brings up a point. You got to remember how this car works. That's not right. You should be able to just get in.
I forget.
You remember, we talked about this.
I told you we were switching to summer.
You don't remember this?
Yeah, he goes, don't you remember? He goes, don't you remember? When I hear don't you remember? Don't you remember? No, you know what? Because I blocked that out.
Don't you remember why your car doesn't work?
Howard doesn't remember meeting Tim Sabian.
I mean, don't you remember?
Hey, Hal.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey, I can kind of fight, and I can drive a car pretty good. Can you hire me?
You want to know something? Let me get your number. Hold on, okay? Please. Jesse, you're on the air.
Howie, what's up, bud?
Hey, brother. Charlotte, North Carolina. Jesse on the phone.
What's up, Howard?
Hey, brother.
Wah, my limo doesn't work.
here it comes.
Wah.
All right, well, I don't know. You pay all this money for a car.
I bet you if your limo didn't work, you'd be whining.
I would.
Hey, Mr. Wad, does your shit work that you buy and pay for?
Of course.
It doesn't usually.
Then you're like me. You're the loser club.
I got one solution for you, Howard.
Yeah.
Kick Ronnie's ass out the door and get
I can't do that. I can't do that. He's my bro.
He's a good guy. He doesn't mean to do that.
I think Ralph hit it on the head. He's just dopey.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys do a great job. Thanks a lot, Howard.
Thanks.
Bye.
We all know he wants you to have the best car possible.
Just can't provide it.
You know, he keeps going to the same guy.
And you should have seen the look on his face because he's like, oh, no, I mean, I have to go deal with this. Like, I got to go deal with getting my car fixed now because of you.
Oh, he's got to go talk to that guy again. That's what he's
That's like when you want him to stay late or drive you somewhere. He gets all grumbly.
Yeah.
I got to what?
You didn't tell me ahead of time. I go, well, this just came up. I'm in an argument.
I thought once I started working for you, it would be fun.
Yeah, where's all the fun? Where's all the hot chicks?
You want to go somewhere?
Well, you know what it is. He's a stud now. He doesn't have time for this.
He's busy at scores.
Right.
Where's that?
Scores, man. Scores, man. I got scores, man.
One car. That's
I want limo, man.
He's working his way through the babes. He's
got to get one fucking car right. He's got 2 shots already. And
he'd be a hero.
Oh, all right. I got to go. Mary Jo Buttafuoco's here, and I got to talk to her. All right, thanks, Ralph.
All right, have fun.
All right. Enough with that.
Have fun.
Yeah, Ed? Ed,
Yeah.
what's up?
Hey, I think I saw you yesterday, Howard, in Manhattan.
Yeah. You saw my car?
Yeah, you were the only limo with the chimney coming out and the cord of wood on the trunk. It's like, are you kidding? I got a 1985 Mack truck. I got to open the hood and shut off the heat when it gets warm. If you're riding around in a limo, you got to do the same thing. It's like when I was in the military. What, after a certain date, you go to short sleeves?
Right. That's it.
Yeah, that's it, man. They issue you a different uniform.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
Go to Gary Preview page 1.
Yeah.
It's 4th one down in the first column in gray. You know, Ronnie came out of the studio so angry, and Richard was just standing there, didn't say anything to him, and this is what happened.
Dude, stay the fuck away from me. Don't you start your shit now. I'm telling you right now. Stay the fuck away from me. Don't start your fucking games with me now.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, well, good. Get away from me. Go sit in your room with
It's a whole show going on in the hall. I mean, I wish Ronnie would be that tough with the limo guy.
Yeah, he shut Richard up.
I mean, why doesn't he use a little of that intimidation?
Oh, that limo guy gets him every time.
Well, Roy has the solution. Roy, go ahead.
Hey, you need to tighten up, man. Just put a sweater on.
Maybe I should just wear a sweater. If he would pack blankets and sweaters in there.
Well, that's the thing. You got to bring different wardrobe for the car.
Right. I mean, you want heat and AC, but
when my nose turns blue and my fingers start to swell, what should I do?
You forgot your ski mask.
all the winter clothes have been locked up.
But why don't I take some of those great compartments in there and just fill them up with winter outfits?
That's right, honey. Where did we put my gloves?
Yeah, people hell want ice water, but I mean, we got, you want heat, air conditioning, just, you got to improvise a little bit.
You got a point.
Poor Richard just wanted hey, where can I get one of them Petcock?
My dad wants to eat one.
I love that.
All right. It's unbelievable.
Somebody ought to go take a camera down and look at the Petcock. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, we ought to get that. John. John's on the air. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah.
Howard.
Yeah.
Hey, a good limo driver would have that valve switched in the morning and have it switched back again in the evening to air. Ronnie's jackass.
Well, I shouldn't have to go switching anything.
But if you've got a Petcock, you better man it. Man up. Make sure people have what they need.
Well, maybe they could switch that Petcock into his at least back to my side, and then could hit the button myself.
No. They got to put the hole in the floor from Ronnie's foot.
Like that might have been a solution. Like let the customer at least be able to hit the Petcock. Yeah, Tommy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey.
Listen, man, I want to explain something to y'all. You there?
Yeah.
Man, I'm an ASC certified master mechanic, okay? Make a real long story short, since I got a bad back, I drive a semi. I got 3 fucking Petcocks on my semi. It takes me under 10 seconds to fucking change them, okay? In a limo, does Ronnie have $50 in his pocket, do you think?
Sure, I know he does.
For 50 fucking bucks, dude, he could fix this problem, put the valve under the fucking front seat, okay? He wouldn't even have to pop the fucking hood.
Wow.
The only thing he would have to do is whenever he sees, hey, it's going to be fucking cold, flip it over. Because the thing
or I would tell him, hey, I want to put the heat on.
And all he'd have to do is flip the switch inside the car.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a start.
It's not even a switch. Do you think he's capable of changing a fucking, whenever you hook up a water hose at your house, you got to turn a little valve to make the water come on and go off.
Yeah.
Okay?
The guy must just really ripped him off and just stuck it under the hood.
Oh, he just does whatever he wants to run.
Well, so just so that y'all understand, it's not really a ripoff, okay? This is something that actually does have to be on a good, high-quality vehicle, okay? Because what it is
fine, but we need access to it.
We've just heard there's electronic Petcocks. There's the one you can have inside. He's got the one under the hood.
Well, I mean, it's just... there's no Petcock in Dominic's car. He's not driving a semi.
Dominic says the switch is back there where he is, where he can switch it to heat or air.
No, he's got something crazy. He's got a thermostat.
No. He still has a switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said it.
All right.
It's just frustrating to have to think about heat and air in 2007.
I know.
All right, I got to take a break. Mary Jo Buttafuoco is here, and I'm sure she's got a lot to say. Yes, Doug.
Ronnie's on fire. He just attacked young Greg on the camera. We have video.
But that kind of energy you should save for the limo company.
Why isn't he on the phone using that energy?
Why is he attacking
Greg's got a dangerous job.
What is he doing?
He's genuinely hurt.
Well, he should use that kind of aggressiveness toward the limo company.
I agree.
When he gets down there, he turns into a lamb.
Hey, Doug, why don't you just shut up?
Why are you beating up people?
You know what? You guys never know when to quit. That's the problem, okay? You never know when to
I pulled
stop.
video. Something happened. That's my job.
Fuck you and your TV show. I don't give a fuck about your TV show,
All right?
all right?
Well, if you're going to be working up here...
Keep that fucking light out of my face, okay?
But, Ronnie, if you're going
to... Stop.
If you're going to work here, there's cameras.
That's part of it.
It's part of it.
Cameras. I'm doing something.
You like the camera when
I don't need to be followed.
You like the camera to go down to scores with.
People sign releases and shit. I don't need him follow me around like a moron.
But you like
I don't need that shit.
But you like the camera to follow you when you're at scores. You like going down there with the girls and showing them the camera with you.
What are you bringing that up for?
You like that. So you can't like the camera and you can't like.
Why are you bringing that up?
So you like the camera. So sometimes you like the camera.
Yeah, so I called the fucking guy, and of course he doesn't answer his phone now because he's probably listening to all this shit and he's probably afraid.
Good. Why did you use this aggression with him? Why is he yelling?
What, I'm going to talk to a fucking voicemail?
No, but you could get tough on him and say, listen, I want my money back.
Save it. Don't spend it on Greg, is what we're saying.
Greg isn't the enemy. That's Howard TV.
Yeah, I know who he is.
He's not the enemy.
He doesn't know when to quit, and that other moron Richard, too.
What?
He's doing his job.
There you are on camera.
I mean, he's an idiot.
Listen, you hear what these guys are calling in and telling us?
Please, Dude,
what are you doing? There's a million ways.
Frustrating. But
you heard what they said. Car. It's nothing.
First it was the Escalade. I thought I had built a nice truck. Then that wasn't right because it was too high. And everything
too high.
Worked.
The seats
everything worked in there.
All right, listen.
The air worked. The heat worked. Everything worked.
All right. So why can't that happen here?
I have no clue. I have no fucking clue.
All right. Well, get on it. Stop fighting with Greg and fight with the limo company.
I don't give a shit. I'll give their name out on the air. I don't care.
Listen to me.
Whatever you want to do.
Call the guy up and say, this is unacceptable. And drive that car over there and sit there. Well, then drive over and say, I want my money back.
There's no place to drive over to anymore.
What
That's
do you mean?
the problem.
What are you talking about? You got a limo company? There's
They're
no
not
place?
building cars anymore.
What?
You went to the place that was going to get out of the business?
To somewhere out of state.
Huh?
They're not here in New York anymore.
Ran away?
Wow.
So I'm fucked.
So that's who you picked.
I'm fucked.
Where do they use more limos
You couldn't go to Dominic's guy? What was wrong with him? What was wrong with Picasso?
I've been dealing with these guys since I'm in the business, all right? I never had a problem like this. Never.
Please.
Please, Ronnie.
You probably did. You're not on top of it.
Never had a problem.
You could go back there. Just him alone and the problems he's had since these cars were coming here brand new.
All of a sudden you're a race car driver. You're an expert on everything with cars now,
I'm just telling you, I've been sitting here listening.
Yeah,
every time there's a period of adjustment.
Yeah, Ronnie's a 4-foot-tall old angry Jew, and he thinks that he is Italian too. He wears bifocals so he can see. His t-shirt is way too tight and his belly's huge. Yeah, Ronnie's a 4-foot-tall old angry Jew.
All right.
So now the company's out of business or something?
I don't know.
They're hiding.
You want to see his left hook?
Yeah, let me see that.
Fred's got to bring up audio.
Here.
What is wrong with you, man? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Wow.
Already.
It's like a gorilla.
Wow.
I think he's Tony Soprano.
He's got a good shot.
It's Tony Soprano.
I'm afraid to leave.
Yeah, Mike. Mike.
Hey, Howard, how's it going, bud?
What's up?
I think the only solution to this is have you and Beth sit up front with Ronnie and have nobody in the back of the limousine that you paid $75,000 for.
There you go.
I didn't think of that.
That worked.
Yeah.
Come up here, there's heat.
I would think of the back as like a super big trunk.
Yeah, just put Beth on your lap in the front and try to squish in with Ronnie and you'll be all set. Nobody will be in the back.
Now the limo company's gone. He picked the one limo company's gone.
Yeah, he couldn't go to an established firm.
No.
He had to go with the guys
He told me,
who were
Dominic's
town.
guy. He don't know anything. I know the guy. He knows the guy, all right.
That's rough news. It's like when a bookie leaves town owing you money.
Yeah, now you're really up the creek.
All right, I got to take a break. I do want to speak to Mary Jo, who, by the way, on the paper on Saturday, New York Post front page, Amy, Joe, and Joey
are in love.
Amy Fisher, rather, not Amy Jo. Amy Fisher and Mary and Joey Buttafuoco were sitting there making out on the front page.
Did you see? I watched The Insider as they were walking into the restaurant, and they were, the camera crews were following them around, and they were yelling, "Kiss her, kiss her!" So he leans over and kisses her. I'm like, that's disgusting.
The man is insane. This is the woman who shot his wife in the face. And is the mother of his children. This is crazy.
It's so disgusting on so many levels. He went to jail for statutory rape because he was dating her when she was 16.
Let's get Mary Jo in here after the break. Okay, we'll be back right after these words.